Hello and welcome everybody to Gold Asset of the Day for the 14th of May 2019, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So of course we'll be reviewing gold for the week ahead, the major levels that you need to have on your radar, and really the key events to look at over the course of this week. So yesterday on Monday we did see an explosive move on gold, in fact the biggest one-day move in 3 months, as we finally saw a retaliation from China against the US regarding trade tariffs. And with that, we saw gold explode to the upside, up above 1,300 US dollars per ounce, before then pulling back below 1,300, which we'll have a look at very shortly on the charts together. What I would be aware of is that we have seen demand for gold in China pick up over the last week. We have also seen hedge funds and money managers, they have again increased their net long positions in COMEX gold over the last week. So you remember just a couple of weeks ago, we saw hedge funds switch from a net sell short position on gold and then go into a net long. Now, we mentioned previously that something to be aware of over this month is one, of course, the trade war tensions between the US and China. That can be a catalyst for explosive moves, and that's exactly what we have seen yesterday with this breakout to the upside. But then on the other side, we also have the potential for the dollar strength to come back in over the course of this month, being the month of May, which tends to be the strongest month of the year for the US dollar. And we know that can put some pressure on commodities. In fact, oil prices broke down significantly yesterday off the back of the trade war tensions, which we'll talk about on a separate analysis. But at the moment, we could be vulnerable here for gold to potentially give some of those gains back if we are to see gold hold resistance around that 1,300 level and then start to make a move back towards that 1,290 to 1,280 zone. Remember, gold week to week tends to move within a 200-point range. So last week we discussed gold. We were looking for a move back towards that 1,290 to 1,295 zone. That would likely hold as resistance, trade the range. Gold is in a range-bound market at the moment. That is in fact exactly what we saw. We saw gold break out last week up to that 1291 zone. It moved 150 points last week, or within a $15 range. Then we saw a revisit back towards the lower end of the range. So great opportunity to take profits at resistance and then sell back down to support and then buy back at support again for this breakout that we've seen so far this week. Now, currently the price of gold is sitting around 1,297 US dollars per ounce. I've actually highlighted here, you can see we've come back up to a major overhead area of resistance where there will be some selling pressure at this level and also profit taking. So over the course of this week, the question will be whether gold can sustain a breakout above 1,300, or whether very simply this is a stop hunt above that level, just breaking out to $1,303, then reversing to the downside here after we start to see the trade tensions tend to dissipate potentially if we don't see much more in terms of breaking headline news this week. Donald Trump has started to try to talk up the negotiations again at the end of Monday's session. We've seen the S&P 500 find a little bit of support, and if this is the case, gold might start to come into some resistance now at 1,300 and then potentially make its way back down towards the lower end of the channels here. So you might see a revisit back towards that 1,290 zone and potentially then a bear flag formation and the price of gold then breaking down further. That's what I would actually look out for this week. We've had the bullish bias on gold as hedge funds and money managers have increased net longs. We've had the China demand. We've had the breakout to 3-month highs. However, gold week to week is moving within that 150 to 200 point range. We've hit the upper range now, and what we might start to see, unless we have any other breaking news items which cause more of a safe haven bid for the metals, you may start to see gold get pressured to the downside, profit taking, and then that sell in May and go away. So I would definitely keep an eye out for that. That 1,300 level will be a bit of a make or break zone for gold. If gold can close above 1,300 and start to springboard above that level, then expect to revisit up to 1,305, 1,310 zone. If gold cannot sustain this break above 1,300, which we had yesterday, and we start to roll over again, it's at 1,297 at the moment, then expect a rotation back towards that 1,290 zone, and then back below that would be approximately the 1,280 to 1,278 zone. So that's really what we're looking at over the course of this week. So have that in your focus, and we have seen some major moves already for Monday, so I hope you capitalize on some of these big breakouts, but no doubt there's going to be more opportunities here as we get a resolution for gold whilst it's sitting at 12.97 as to whether we're going to just see it roll over and come back towards the lower end of that channel, or whether gold can sustain any sort of a breakout above 1300. So with that, that has been this week's gold asset of the day. I wish you good trading, and we'll see you back here next week for gold asset of the day.